Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Fortin. I'm the host of this podcast, Doers Within Emerging Markets. And I just want to share my experience with using Anchor so far. So when the pandemic started, I thought about starting a podcast. And the whole idea was to bring in some really amazing folks that are doing some great work in their respective industries within the emerging markets. And the Anchor platform really helped me get the word out there and also just make it a lot easier for me to invite the guest and just share the amazing experiences they've had and the amazing work they're doing in their respective industries within the emerging markets. So it's pretty fun. You don't even worry about the technical part of making a podcast. You actually just focus more on the content. And Anchor has done it really well for me. So I will highly encourage anybody who is trying to start a podcast to try to use just check out Anchor, and I think you won't regret it. I'm not a technical person, but if you listen to these episodes that I've been publishing so far, it seems like I know what the technical part of it, but Anchor helps you take care of the technical part, and you just focus on the content. So feel free to check it out. I highly encourage you. Won't regret it, and it's right there. You don't pay anything, so. In times like this, I think starting a podcast and getting the word out there, irrespective of what you're doing, will be a really great experience. So thank you guys for listening to my episodes. Please check out Anchor and you will have a great time. So cheers, guys, and see you guys next episode. Thanks. Hi, everyone. So this is Jacob Fortin, the host of Doers Within Emerging Markets, Time for Emerging Markets. And I'm here with Ibrahim Aroyewun. I hope that was well pronounced.
Yes, Aroyewun.
Awesome. And he is the product lead of payments at Seerbit. Ibrahim, a Pan-African works at Seerbit, a Pan-African enterprise payment platform that enables fast, seamless, inclusive, and secure payment for leading local and global companies present on the African continent. At Seerbit, Ibrahim manages a team of product managers, designers, and engineers that are responsible for building the brand's customer-centric online and offline payment products, which are tailored to the different verticals in Africa. Prior to Seerbit, Ibrahim was product manager at Guaranty Trust Bank in Nigeria, where he led the bank's product ideation, design, and development efforts targeted to SMEs and large companies across Africa. So Ibrahim has over 5 years of product creation and management experience. He spent his time building products for both government agencies and private-owned businesses in Nigeria. Across the product creation value chain, he is especially well-versed in customer segmentation, product discovery, and growth. So Ibrahim holds a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry from the University of Ilorin in Nigeria and graduated with top honors. So he's a very smart guy. He's currently pursuing a master's in information technology at the prestigious University of Lagos. So Ibrahim, that's a very powerful CV, and we are really excited to have you here. So if we can, I've read the CV part, but please feel free to share a little bit more about yourself and tell us a little bit about this fascinating company called Seerbit.
Thank you very much, Jacob, for that wonderful introduction. Like Jacob was rightly said, my name is Ibrahim Aroyewun, and I'm a product manager at Seerbit. I currently lead teams of product managers, designers, testers, and developers that are focused on building the brand's products in not just Nigeria, but then in over 8 African countries. When I'm not building products or coming out with ideas on my free time, I just like to relax and just have fun with my PlayStation console. So Seerbit, how did Seerbit come about? Seerbit sprung out from the parent company referred to as Centric Gateway. Centric Gateway is a fintech founded in 2011, focused on building customized solutions for banks, corporate organizations, and other fintechs. But then we noticed an exponential increase in Africa's commerce activity. And we also noticed the growing demand in the market need for a provider to bridge cross-border payments to synchronize both online and offline payment for e-commerce. This then became a necessity to build a simple plug-and-play model payment solution for businesses in the online and offline space. This was what birthed Seerbit in January 2020. So Seerbit is an API, a simple API payment gateway developed for both online and offline businesses, banks inclusive, and other marketplace companies. It's a solution that is targeted at businesses and partnering with businesses to ensure scalability and ease of value creation and value transfer, not just between businesses and their customers, but then between businesses and other businesses.
That's amazing. By the way, PlayStation is a way to go for relaxation. And Xbox too can do. Seerbit, it sounds like this is going to be a well integrated platform, and possibly you guys on the way to become a unicorn. It sounds like you guys get the whole industry in place. That's incredible. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I think it's good to know kind of how it started, because sometimes that is how most great companies kind of get that customer understanding of what people need, and you build on that, which leads me to my second question, and for you to kind of really explain it to me. What are currently the payment gaps that exist in the market, and how is Seerbit positioned to kind of address that problem?
Okay, so one of the payment gaps that exist in the market today in Africa is largely the disenfranchisement of customers in the offline categories from being able to effectively access online business offerings. This is a major gap that exists today in the African markets. And we've positioned ourselves at Seerbit to solve this by creating valued products and solutions that seamlessly connect businesses online to their online and offline customers, leaving no room for any category of customers to be left out.
Wow, that is impressive, and I think that's highly needed. Just based on some of the conversation I've been having with entrepreneurs on the ground, that is incredibly useful, and it's something that's it really helps these businesses to kind of be more efficient, and individuals also to get that service is highly needed. I think it solves a market that will probably create a new market. So incredible. And now you have this payment system that's popping up across Africa. How do you guys see yourself? The number out there is that 206 active players that have populated this space. How as the payment, as the lead in payments, product lead in payments, how you guys position yourself to be unique in this market? And I know you've alluded to that in the last two questions I asked, but how do you guys approach the market to kind of stand out of this very similarly crowded space?
Yeah, you're right, Jacob. African payments space is actually, I won't say crowded though, but then we have quite a number of players in this space. But at Seerbit, what we've done is we have a deep understanding of the African landscape. This is one of our playbook, one of the positivity in our playbook that we use. Deep understanding of the African landscape. We also have deep understanding on customers' behavior and the market need. We are also constantly looking at the trends and innovate, and we're constantly innovating to cater for the growing trends in the market, because market needs would always shift. So what we've also done is to position ourselves appropriately to cater for the growing trends in the market. And we've also been able to do this by being able to put together a people-centric mindset at Seerbit. So this is centered around the people in terms of talent and the right partnership. Seerbit has strategically targeted its workforce, which are then in turn able to build solutions that forward-thinking. These solutions also fit quite a range of verticals in the market, and addresses the business need of every vertical in the market today.
That's amazing. It sounds like you guys have a very well-planned long-term strategy to, kind of put yourself in a place where people know, like when they think of payments, they think of Seerbit. So
fantastic.
Yes, man, that's incredible, and and I've never had someone answer a question so well.
Thank you, Jacob.
In all specificity, looks like a great culture over there as well, in terms of making the message very clear and straightforward, and giving people to understand what you guys are actually trying to do and how you guys are trying to get that out there. And this is exciting. This is really exciting. And so I'm guessing that's how that is embedded in the long-term strategy, right?
Definitely.
And how you guys have been thinking about it. So just, kind of getting into that. So what are some of the, everything can be said, writing a business plan, being part of a good pitch, but, what are some of the lessons that you have found, or you have, I can say discovered, I say discovered, as you guys have been building this product since January of last year, when you guys launched? What are some of the lessons that you have learned, and you continue to learn as you are developing the products at Seerbit?
Okay, Jacob, since launching in January 2020, at Seerbit, we've been able to learn that Africa is a very, very big market space, and to help scale businesses, every target market in Africa has to be captured. And when I say every target market, I mean, in this case, the banked, the unbanked, and the underbanked. Mm-hmm. So each of these category of customers have to be included to enable payment in African scale. So at Seerbit, we've been able to learn that for you to have a spontaneous growth and a spontaneous trajectory when it comes to business growth, you have to be able to include and capture these categories of customers. And this has been our driver in building the fragmented bridge we have in Africa today between the offline and online market for value creation for all businesses.
Yeah, it does. That and I think because there's always this conversation of how do you some people focus on unbanked, some people focus on banked, but I'm guessing what you're inferring is like no one should be left behind.
Fantastic.
Wow, that is I think that really helps helps integrate the whole system, and Africa is a good market to really go all the way and not to be nervous of like, no, this is what has to work. That's great. And just as you have been building this product, what do you think? And what's the driving force behind this payment sector being the most, being the most funded and the most active fintech sector in Africa? You kind of alluded to that, or you mentioned that a little bit of, there is this opportunity to like go after every customer, but what do you think are some of the forces that have been driving this, payment sector in Africa? I mean, in terms of funding and across the continent.
Okay. In Africa as a whole, Jacob, there's a large unfulfilled demand for payment services. Just like I mentioned earlier, I don't think the payment space is overcrowded in as much as there are quite a number of players in this space. There still exists a large unfulfilled demand for payment services. And the relatively large penetration of mobile devices in this region now, in Africa now, has further provided a technological platform that can be used by various individuals, including mobile money agents. Jacob, is interesting to even note that there are now more mobile money agents in sub-Saharan Africa than ATMs or bank accounts.
That's crazy.
We've also noticed that a well-functioning payment system is indispensable in reducing the cost of exchanging goods and services. Now, in Africa, to promote financial inclusion, payments must go beyond the borders. There has to be a platform to ease cross-border payments and bridge the friction between offline and online payments. Now, another contributing factor to the driving force, just like we know, success begets success. The payment space has a track of successful players in the industry, and this as begets the funding, and 98% of activities in the economy today has to do with the transfer of value. And being able to crack this space would be a big deal breaker for the economy as a whole, which then enables us in Africa to be able to compete on a global scale.
That makes a lot of sense, and I think that's how entrepreneurs like you should be thinking, right? Because I think that's the right way of thinking, right? I think that you guys, the individuals at Seerbit are really thinking in the right mindset, which is pretty impressive. And so, as you're moving forward now, what are some of the initiatives and collaborations that need to happen to bridge this payment, I may say this, payment space in Africa? We mentioned about some of the existing gaps, which you just talked about, but do you see any form of initiatives and collaboration for people to kind of work together, or do you think this is something that Seerbit will just get the market? And when we think of payments across Africa, we think of Seerbit. What are some of the thoughts you have with regards to that?
Okay, so for me, Jacob, and for Seerbit, we've come to acknowledge the fact that fintechs as a whole in Africa, we need to acknowledge the opportunities in the offline market. These opportunities are quite unique, and then we have to be able to build solutions for this large segment. The offline market today constitutes over 70% of transaction that goes on in Africa today. And understanding these users, their preferences, and the opportunities to digitize their activities will direct the development of products that truly serve the majority. To bridge the gap in the payment space today, there has to be several collaborations in Africa today, and these collaborations should definitely occur between fintechs and financial institutions, and also fintechs and the mobile network operators, which we refer to as the MNOs over here.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think, because I think sometimes, we get this, offline, so I grew up in Cameroon, and before I left the country, I saw offline as a very good indicator of, like, if you don't get that market clear, there'll be a lot of you have that missing link, right? And I think that's something that, at that time, this was 2009. At that time, payments was not. We had MoneyGram or Western Union, but I could tell like this element of we need to really focus on the offline market to really capture a huge chunk of the people. So that's great to know. But I think Seerbit is on the right track. And to our listeners, if you want to get a payment processing platform that really works for your business, or check out Seerbit. I think there is some you do yourself a service, a good service to get that based on what I'm learning from this conversation. So please check it out if you're listening here. So just some I know one of the things that I like to end some of these conversations as we talk about the company is just get some very personal questions here. So for people to just learn about you, how you're doing as a business person, as an entrepreneur on the continent, and for you to give us some advice and people can learn from you. So just a few quick questions here. But before I get into that, what role will payment or fintech startups play in empowering the CFTA? Can you just talk a little bit about that before getting to some inspirational questions?
Okay. So that's the AFCA.
AFCA, yes. I said it like someone who has never heard of it. AFCS.
So today, the main aim of AFCA is to make trade seamless between African countries. Most cross-border solutions being developed today focus basically on just digital native users, excluding the majority in Africa, as most people still transact offline. Now, cross-border payments would therefore be severely limited to only those who are digitally savvy. And I think in order to achieve the full goal of the AFCA, which includes, for example, a trader in Alaba in Lagos here, or a trader in Isaleko in Idumota in the popular marketplace in Lagos here. It includes this kind of traders being able to offer his products for sale in a place like Zambia, in a place like Cameroon. For this to happen effectively, and when I say we, I think I mean fintechs in Africa, we have to be able to create a seamless payments, a seamless settlement, and a seamless reconcilable system for businesses to make cross-border payments easy for both online and offline markets. Today, if you look at what we have existing today in other countries, you would agree with me, Jacob, that looking at every other market, like the international market, you would see that they have just one universal rule for payments. But coming on to Africa here, we have 54 different regulations, as no two countries are the same. The regulations in Kenya differ from those in Tanzania, making it complex to build digital products that serve cross-border. But then to be able to actually hit the nail on the head for this new AFCA policy, we have to be able to come together to create a seamless payment, settlement, and reconcilable system. We still also notice that there exists no universal currency or value identifier to achieve this. But Seerbit, what we're trying to do, what we're playing around now, it's a new product which the market should look forward to, that would also help to drive the main aim of AFCA forward. In conclusion, I think we must be forward thinking to make this reality for both the offline and online market in each of these African countries, to ensure that the major aim of AFCA is driven safely home.
That's amazing. Are you proposing like a euro for Africa? Is that what you are?
Well, I'm proposing a kind of universal currency that would make Africa's main goal be driven home. Then I think currently I should not let the cat out of the bag yet, but I think at us at Seerbit, we are working to ensure that this is possible. So Jacob, if you come down from the United States now, come to Cameroon, and you'd like to make a transaction in Nigeria, Jacob, you already would have a unique identifier that enables you to carry out the transfer of value seamlessly, regardless of your currency type.
I'll hold on to you. I'll definitely come down to West Africa, and I'm gonna find you.
I look forward to that, Jacob. I look forward to that.
I was like, yeah, because sometime, hopefully next year, even this year, probably in West Africa at some point. So I'll definitely try to find this product, that can seamlessly transfer value.
Yes,
Nigeria to Ghana.
Look forward to that, please.
Man, thank you so much. I've learned so much personally. I think our listeners have learned a lot, and also the importance of what you guys are trying to build at just the behind the story of just learning what you guys are doing and how that will impact a lot of people across Africa. I think that's very commendable. So thank you for the great work you're doing for the continent and just building something great and impactful. I personally, as a African diaspora, and also just someone who is passionate about Africa, I commend you and what your company is building. So thanks for the hard work.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you.
Definitely. So these are just the questions that we have now are just fun questions and just for people to just get to know a little bit another side of you, Ibrahim. So and please feel free to pass if you don't want. But I know these are questions that some of the listeners really love and appreciate based on what you've achieved so far. So in your entrepreneur journey, what has been kind of a very good advice you have received so far, and something that you have maybe you use that as your mantra as you lead your team at Seerbit?
Okay, so this there's been a particular driver for me in terms of mantra, and this came up as a discussion I had with a mentor of mine, Bolaji Lawal, and he said to me and said, Ibrahim, the African market is a very large space to conquer. And I want you to have this at the back of your mind for you to be able to impact lives successfully. In whatever you do, Ibrahim, be sure that your actions make a difference, not just to Africa, but to the world at large. This has been a personal mantra for me that I've held on to for a very long time, and this has guided me in my quest to building products to conquer the African market and beyond.
Man, that's amazing, and you're now on a platform where hopefully people get to see the impact you're creating, and I think there's more to come for you. So you're on the right track, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. So just going to that, what would you tell youths in Nigeria, West Africa, Africa as a whole, who are interested in entrepreneurship? What is advice that you personally would say this is something you should think about? I know there's this global impact you want to, create as part of your legacy. For youths in Africa, especially with the challenges that we face on the continent, what can you tell them
So the youths of Africa interested in entrepreneurship, I would say just this one-liner to them. Africa is a continent with vast potentials. Regardless of our ups and downs, I would say let's make an impact in this fantastic continent. We shouldn't be discouraged by whatever limitations we have. that's been placed in front of us, we should strive to always make an impact in this fantastic continent.
Amazing. Yeah, Africa is a place to be, and you know,
Definitely.
yeah, and I think I appreciate people like you know, that have really seen the value and really taken, you know, seeing that this is where I need to put my skill sets, my talent, and my resources on the content. So, you know, to all our African, as a South African, we say comrades, you know. Yeah, you know, the Zulus, they'll say comrades. You know,
Yeah. So,
Zulus are comrades. You know, we need you. You know, as Ibrahim has said, this is a very big continent. You know, go at it, and Ibrahim has done it. So he's speaking from experience, not just talk. It's just about time. So please, you know, all of you out there, you know, just keep at it, and you know, there's a lot of opportunities out there. We are the future. So, you know, we talked about unbacked communities, and I think you alluded to that. So we're just gonna kind of pass on that. So, as for you, just last two questions. As for you, what do you think is like the next 5 years of your career? I'm assuming, you know, payments will still be part of the platform, and maybe you'll be the CEO of Seerbit, who don't know. How do you see the next 5 years, 10 years of yourself, and just in general, like, you know, having this integrated system of payments, maybe a service, and how would that impact you as an entrepreneur moving forward? Do you plan on still being part of the payment system, or you know, how do you want to look at your career in the next 5 years, and how you're still impacting Africa?
So, Jacob, for the next 5 years and for the next 10 years, payments is part of me, and I would still be in that space, always trying to make a difference in that space, trying to ease the transfer of value between businesses and customers, always trying to provide a secure and easy platform for all sectors of the economy. I've noticed that we have quite a major gap in the unbanked today in Africa, specifically in Nigeria. And this has been a driver for me to ensure that the frictions that these people experience, this category of individuals experience when it comes to performing transactions, are made with ease. And this would keep me in the payment sector for a very long time to come, to make sure that solutions that are tailored to these individuals are rolled out, and transactions are being consummated by them effectively. So basically, it would also be something that I would like to leave as a legacy. I just don't want to be the product manager who was able to bridge the gap between online and offline customers. But then I want to be remembered as an individual that was able to make a lasting impact in building products for the fragmented bridge in the payment sector.
And this is incredible. And you know, it sounds like you have there's a very bright future here. There's impactful and purposeful work. You have you know, found I think you found your purpose, your calling through payments, and I'm sure there was the other things to that within your professional career, and also how people are gonna remember you personally. This podcast, you know, one of the goals is to highlight amazing companies like yours, but most importantly, people like you who are doers within emerging markets and making a difference on an amazing continent like Africa. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fact that you are willing to share some of the insights you have learned and continue to learn. And I know that when people listen to this episode, they'll be inspired to one, understand that Africa is a continent of great opportunities, there are people like you that are making a difference on the continent now for the betterment of everyone. And I think lastly, they'll be able to see that, we have to do something. That there's a causality we have to be involved and engaged in. So, and it's about time for us to start thinking about how do we get involved in not just as entrepreneurs, but supporting business like yours, being customers. So, thank you so much, man, for being here.
Thank you so much, Jacob. This has been a wonderful chat and a wonderful experience meeting you and the consumers out there and the listeners out there. Stay glued. Seerbit is coming for you. Seamless solutions.
Definitely. Seerbit, please check it out. And I'll definitely put in more information on the podcast descriptions, and as well as share your profile on what you're doing. So if you get some LinkedIn invites after this episode, just know it's well-meaning and people are really excited to connect with you. So thank you for your time. And
thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you very much too.
You're more than welcome. And I look forward to staying in touch. And please, all the listeners, this is Ibrahim again from Seerbit, and we talked about Seerbit, and he gave us some really some good insights about the fintech market, the space in general, and how we should be thinking about the unbanked, the banked, and the value transfer that is important for making Africa the continent for a lot of great entrepreneurial and investment opportunities as well. So thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.